Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Don't just throw a tailgate. Own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Because only Bojangles puts tailgate-ready fresh, never frozen, honey barbecue or buffalo bone-in wings with fall-off-the-bone juiciness right in the pocket. The only way to make these wings any better? With some made-from-scratch buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. So let the quarterback do the throwing, you do the winning. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Bojangles, it's bow time.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. My wife and I sat down with Harlan Mitchell and discussed our own estate planning needs. I know in our experience, Harlan brought up questions that caused us to think about our current situation and what we need to do moving forward. When you sit down with Harlan for your free consultation, you're going to find out things that you may have not thought about when it comes to estate planning. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884 and schedule your free consultation today.
Experience the difference at Athens Bible School. The vision and purpose is to provide each student a quality education in a Christ-centered environment to develop the whole person spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially in safe and supportive surroundings. The solid biblical foundation permeates learning and culture in the classrooms and every extracurricular activity.
Hey everybody, this is Daryl Worley, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Hey, step up and make a difference like he does.
This old world is full of hurt and pain. A little sunshine and a whole lot of rain. It don't take much to drive those clouds away. Let's all do something good today. You never know what someone's going through. Don't underestimate what you can do. A friendly smile's a tiny price to pay. Let's all do something good today.
Welcome to another edition of the Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White, and I'm glad that you all could join us this afternoon as I talk to Debbie Cousins with Missing Link Rescue. Now, I want to give you some background as to why I'm talking to Debbie today. A longtime friend of mine, Tina House, her grandmother, Anita Hurd, recently passed away. Tina shared about her grandmother's funeral, and the request was, in lieu of flowers, to support Missing Link Rescue in Gardendale, Alabama. Now, I do want to add that Tina was instrumental in helping with a fundraiser that we did several years ago for the Andrews family as we raised money for a wheelchair-accessible van for Laura. Right now, I do have on the line with me Debbie Cousins, founder of Missing Link Rescue. Welcome to the Mark White Show, Debbie.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. It really is special for me to be able to recognize Tina's grandmother, Anita, at this time. I know that they're going through sadness. There's a lot of grief there, but I hope that this show does give them comfort to know that she's being honored in this way, that we're recognizing Anita, and I hope that the family gets comfort from that.
All the ones that I've met of her family is just wonderful. They're all great people, and I'm so sorry for their loss.
It sounded to me like through Tina that her grandmother loved animals and especially a love of pigs.
Oh, that's great. We have several pigs here.
That's what Tina mentioned in her post. She said Granny was known for her love of pigs, and Missing Link has quite the pig collection.
We have, I think we have 12 right now.
How about that? Well, Debbie, let's get some background from you. What is it that caused you to found Missing Link Rescue there in Gardendale, Alabama?
Well, I grew up loving animals. I got that love from my mom and my dad, and we've always had animals. And as soon as I was big enough to leave home, I would bring up home any stray I found. And when I was 13, I joined Wildlife Rescue Service that used to be at Oak Mountain because I was too young to volunteer for anybody. I signed Mom and Dad up, and we've been doing it ever since.
When was Missing Link Rescue founded?
About 13 years ago. I was with another big rescue group, and that director and founder passed away, so I started Missing Link.
So 13 years now, what has been the response to Missing Link Rescue? How has the community supported this effort?
The community's great. They call with things that I can't actually help them with. A lot of owner surrenders that I don't have the space for. We focus on critical injury rescue and cruelty investigations. We get a lot of starved, neglected, hit by car, different scenarios like that, and if possible, nurse them back to health and get them into a forever home.
Several years ago, there was a dog that was hit in the highway, and there were two gentlemen who were around the dog who had taken the dog into a yard to get it to safety. We found this organization to be able to get the dog back to 100% health and then get the dog adopted. It was a wonderful story, and I was really impressed with the men who stopped, who were there with that dog, not wanting to just let the dog go, but to actually find help to be able to save that animal. And it was a really special moment to be able to be a part of that, to see a dog go from being hit and what most people would say, well, that dog is not going to survive, to survival, to seeing a family adopt the dog and give it a forever home. That was great.
It's so heartwarming and just a great feeling to see them go from near death to happy, healthy in a home with a family. It's so rewarding.
Debbie, what is your team made of as far as people who help you with Missing Link Rescue?
I've got a great group of volunteers that most of them the adults have full-time jobs, so they're limited on what they can do, when they can come out and help. And I know a bunch of parents love school starting back, but I can't stand it because I lose all my youth volunteers, and I
Right.
love the kids. I love the kids. They work a little while, play a little while. They grow up loving the animals and learning how to take care of them, responsibilities, and I love my youth volunteers and my grown volunteers. They always pitch in whenever we're down or need help with something. They're always there to pull us up and get us going again.
What are some of the jobs you're able to give young people out there?
The younger kids, we let them wash water bowls and food bowls and socializing puppies. Just pet them, love them. Shy, afraid animals always need that extra time spent with them. Teach them how to play. Teach them that people aren't bad and how to walk on a leash and get brushed and get a bath and take their medicine and to see the kids and the animals grow together and form a bond is amazing. I let them feed, help me feed, and certain days of the month we do heartworm and flea and tick prevention, and I'll pull the medicines up and hand them to different people and say, okay, this is for so-and-so. It goes in the mouth. This is for so-and-so. It goes on the back. And just rotate it out. It makes things a lot easier to keep track of who needs doing and who's already been done.
I'm going to guess that this is your passion.
Oh, yeah. This is my full-time volunteer job. We are 24/7 and can usually get help to pretty much whatever animal's in need. We can't drive like out of state or anything like that, but we can usually set transports up or to get help to an animal that we can't get to. We have a lot of vets that help us. We have our large animal vets and our small animal vets and specialty vets for the birds and the chickens and the turkeys and the ducks and different vets for different animals.
Debbie, if it's okay, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, I want to be able to share how people can help this effort, Missing Link Rescue, how they can support this effort. And of course, today we are doing this in honor of Anita Hurd, who recently passed away. And they asked that in lieu of flowers, donations be made to Missing Link Rescue. So I'm very glad to be able to have you on the line right now, Debbie. And if you'll stick with me, we're going to share how people can contribute to your effort, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, folks, right now we're talking to Debbie Cousins. She's the founder of Missing Link Rescue in Gardendale, Alabama. This show is dedicated to Anita Hurd, and I appreciate Tina House for sharing about this special organization that we can recognize, Missing Link Rescue, today in honor of Anita Hurd. I hope you'll stick with us. You are listening to The Mark White Show, and I am your host, Mark White.
Guess I'll do something good today. A little wink, a pat on the back, a big old hug, a little laugh. We can make a difference. All we have to do is try. Yeah, every day's a chance to change somebody else's life. Let's all do something good today.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it's Green's Dependable Hardware and we're a True Value store, our tagline is still Your Dependable Service Center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
Your Dependable Service Center.
Do you look at your home or business and wonder what you can do when it comes to landscapes or hardscapes? Get in touch with my friends at JJ Brothers Hardscapes and Landscapes. Licensed, bonded, and insured, JJ Brothers Hardscapes and Landscapes offers new sod, irrigation, new flower beds, new mulch, blocks, stone, retaining walls, patios, and outdoor kitchens. Give JJ a call at 256-497-8263 or email at jjhardscapes@gmail.com. Now offering pool remodeling and new installs. That's JJ Brothers Hardscapes and Landscapes. Located in Tuscumbia, Alabama, the Alabama Music Hall of Fame honors Alabama's music achievers. You can even go into the recording studio and try out your talents as a singer. That's the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, located at 617 Highway 72 West in Tuscumbia, Alabama. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Give them a call at 256-381-4417. Check them out on the web at alamhof.org. Thompson Roofing and Construction is a locally owned family business serving the North Alabama and Southern Tennessee area. They are a Better Business Bureau A+ member since 2011 and a GAF Master Elite Contractor. Give them a call at 256-952-3309 or check them out on the web at 256roofing.com. They offer free inspections.
Thompson Roofing and Construction.
Is it time for a haircut? Go see my friends Philip Butler and B.H. Parker at Southwind Barbershop, located at 1637 Lee Street in Rogersville, Alabama. Give them a call at 256-247-5658. That's 256-247-5658.
Yea, after all this time, you're always on my mind.
Hi, this is Rodney Crowell, and you're listening to The Mark White Show, where making the difference in other people's life begins, and we all get on board and give it the best we can.
I still love you. To the city, works extra hard all day, finishes up early so he can get away, 'cause there's a blue-eyed kid on second base, wants dad to watch him play. Daddy knows he's waiting.
Welcome back to the Mark White Show. I'm glad you could join us this afternoon. This is a very special show for me because it gives me an opportunity to give back. As I mentioned in the first segment, Tina House has been a friend of mine for a very long time, going back to middle school, and her grandmother, Anita Hurd, recently passed away. One of the things that the family requested was that donations be made to Missing Link Rescue in Gardendale, Alabama, in lieu of flowers. As I also mentioned, Tina House was instrumental in helping with our fundraiser for Aaron and Tammy Andrews as they needed a wheelchair-accessible van for Laura. At that time, Tina was at Hamburger Heaven, and I believe we raised about $5,000 at a pancake breakfast. So this gives me an opportunity to honor Tina's grandmother today, Anita Hurd, and I'm glad to have Debbie Cousins on the line with me. She's the founder of Missing Link Rescue. Welcome back to the Mark White Show, Debbie.
Thank you.
So we talked about your background. We talked about how the Missing Link Rescue came to be, and we talked about the work that's done. We've talked about young people being involved, older people being involved, this volunteer effort, and the work that it takes to make this happen. Of course, that takes money too, right?
You're exactly right. Lots of money for vet bills, feed, medicine, hoof trims, beak trims, stuff that we can't do ourselves. A lot of times we have to have groomers, and I'm not a groomer. I'm far from a groomer. I can shave them down, but I can't make them pretty. It's always some different medication or different food, and always vet bills.
Now, I imagine, Debbie, similar to the story I shared about the dog that was hit on the highway, when it was rescued and ultimately got treatment, it was expensive. And at that time, we did a fundraiser, and it was for that particular dog. And the money that was raised went toward the veterinarian bills to get the dog back on its feet. I imagine there are circumstances like that, but at the same time, you have day-to-day activities that take place that cost money. And so a continuous influx of funds definitely helps you as you move forward.
Definitely so. We have almost a $300 water bill every month, and that's from cleaning pools and cleaning water bowls and filling troughs. There's food every day, and several different kinds of food for the different foods for the livestock, different foods for certain dogs, different foods for the cats, the birds, the chickens, the ducks, the cows, the horses, the pigs, the goats, and lots of hay. We go through a lot of hay.
How much land does Missing Link Rescue take up?
We have 15 acres, and about every square inch of it has some kind of animal on it.
How about
the animals inside allow us to stay here as their housekeeping staff. We don't own the house; they do. Cow barn, a pig and goat barn, a horse barn, and a coop, a turkey and chicken coop.
Well, as I've mentioned throughout, today I'm talking to you, Debbie, because of Anita Hurd and the family's desire to support Missing Link Rescue, because she cared about what you were doing. And I'm very glad to have you on the show today to share about the various ways that you would like people to support this effort.
We can always use volunteers because there's things to do every day. We've got a job for everybody. Is disabled, we're pretty much all of us have some kind of disability. We've got easy work. We've got hard work. There's always something for everybody to do. I wanted to share a little story with you since Anita loves pigs so much. We have a big pig. He's a landrace pig out here that he either jumped or fell off of a truck on 459. So it's amazing he lived. He was road rashed from head to toe, but a couple spotted him and pulled over and started calling around for help. And by the time we got there with the cage to get him, a fireman had stopped and a state trooper had stopped. So we had extra helpers on the side of 459. And once we got the little pig well, he's probably about 550 or 600 pounds now, and a happy pig.
Wow, what a story.
He's just a big old pet. And then lots of pot-bellied pigs, too, since Anita loves the piggies.
Well, you and I both know, Debbie, that it takes people, special people who care, just like the couple who saw the pig on the side of the road and decided that they wanted to help. We need more people who show that care and that concern. And I'm certainly glad that Missing Link Rescue exists to be able to have a place for these animals. And I do want to make sure that people know how to donate, that they know how to volunteer, that they know how to contact Missing Link Rescue to help you move forward with this effort.
Well, thank you so much. It's so rewarding to the people that I've met through this, the animals, the bonds. It's great.
So how do you want people to contribute as far as any way that you accept money, any address, things of that nature? Feel free to share that at this time.
Okay. We have a P.O. box. It's P.O. Box 815, Gardendale, Alabama, 35071. We also have PayPal that you can access through our website at missinglinkrescue.org. They can call me or text me at 205-914-4888. Also, my Facebook page, Debbie Cousins, is open to the public. Anybody can go on there and go through my photos and albums to see some of what we do. And also on the website is a little section called A Day in the Life at Missing Link Rescue. That shows a lot of fun times. That would be a good one for younger kids to see, because there's nothing graphic. There's no befores and afters on that. Like in some of my Facebook photos and albums, there are some before and afters that the befores look pretty bad, that you may not want young children to see, but that is the reality of it. It's a sad thing, but it's a necessary thing.
Again, I appreciate the work that you're doing, Debbie, and anything the Mark White Show can do to help, I'm happy to help spread the word, because I appreciate what you're doing for these animals. And again, I appreciate Tina House sharing about Missing Link Rescue in honor of her grandmother, Anita Hurd, and this show is dedicated to Anita. And so I want the family to know that you all are in our prayers. We mourn your loss, and I know that it's very difficult to lose someone you love, but just know that we do care, and this show is dedicated to Anita Hurd today. And Debbie, I'm so glad that you could join me for this special show, because I know that you have others who have probably done the same. They have said, in lieu of flowers, we would like donations to go to Missing Link Rescue. There are special ways that people have probably helped your effort when they've really gone through the sadness of losing a loved one.
Definitely. I think it helps knowing that they're still remembered and that life does go on. It's hard, and to be remembered and thought of pretty regularly is just awesome, in my opinion.
I encourage you to go to missinglinkrescue.org and find out more about this very special effort. And again, thank you, Debbie Cousins, founder of Missing Link Rescue, for joining me here on the Mark White Show today.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to be here.
So glad to have you. Here on the Mark White Show, we're recognizing difference makers like Debbie and Anita Hurd, and I'm glad to be able to do this. This is an honor and a privilege to be able to talk to people like Debbie and to get the story behind the work that they do, the passion that they have for this effort, and in particular, this Missing Link Rescue effort in Gardendale, Alabama today. Here on the Mark White Show, we are recognizing difference makers like Debbie Cousins and Anita Hurd. If this show encourages you, I want you to share it with your family, your friends, and your neighbors. Let them know about the Mark White Show and what we're doing to make a difference in our communities. You can subscribe to the Mark White Show podcast via Apple iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, Blueberry, YouTube, and TuneIn Radio. Again, this edition of the Mark White Show is dedicated to Anita Hurd. And this is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
Who live and love in my hometown. These are my kind of people.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Because only Bojangles puts tailgate-ready fresh, never frozen, honey barbecue or buffalo bone-in wings with fall-off-the-bone juiciness right in the pocket. The only way to make these wings any better? With some made-from-scratch buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. So let the quarterback do the throwing, you do the winning. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Bojangles, it's bow time.
You hear me, people, when I say, well, let's all do something good.